Vin.
A movie?
Yes.
I went to go and see Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yeah.
Finally seen it.
Fun for it. Oh my god, it's good.
Yes, thank you, Vin.
You loved it.
It's bloody good.
Yeah?
It's it's just amazing.
It's absolutely fantastic. Everyone should go and see it.
And you saw it in the cinema, yeah?
Yes,
It's back in the cinemas.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously after the...
Yeah.
Because everyone picked it up again. Which, which is great. Like, seeing it in full room. I seen it on a screen that big. Yeah. It's just like... It's that thing where it's like, it is a genre film, but it's also loads of different things going on. And it's like, it's a kung fu film and it's a sci-fi film, but it's got loads of heart. You care about the people doing the fighting, and there's an emotional narrative to it, and it's also about the immigrant story. And yeah, I just absolutely devoured it, thought about it loads afterwards. Can't wait to see it again. I imagine seeing it again will be like watching a different film.
Yeah, I've seen it twice now, and but it's still like, it's a gut punch as well.
And it's really funny. It's really funny.
Well, listen, I'm okay now.
Good story.
No, the immigrant story is the bit I liked. I told you that already.
Like the tax bit.
The tax bit, well, yeah, but all of that starting, I thought, I could watch.
The tax bit's quite stressful though. Like more stressful than the
Yeah, it's like Uncut Gems, but tax.
Sure. Yeah.
I would watch an entire movie for that. I think that'd be great.
I can watch that again, Uncut Gems.
Oh, especially knowing with the ending.
I loved Uncut Gems. Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's
Brilliant. Yeah, you're right. I've got no desire to see it ever again. And I do like rewatching Adam Sandler movies. I've seen The Copper 14 times. I'm quite excited. I think I'm one of the few people who would openly admit to really enjoying murder mystery. I'm quite excited to see the next murder mystery. I love the first one.
We're talking about everything everywhere all at
I
once.
know. Hated that. Love murder mystery. Here's the thing. I'm a cretin. You know that. You've been working with me long enough. I've got appalling taste apart from
I
all
think
the stuff
like,
I bet.
there's obviously a gear change that comes, I don't know, half an hour in.
Yeah.
So I get it. I get it if it's not what you're expecting it to be. It's really subverts that. But
Listen,
it's got everything in it.
And everywhere. Yeah, but let's accept that I saw it under sub-optimal standards, right? Because I watched it with a little child who was a little bit too big for baby cinema anymore. Was getting a bit antsy, wanted to leave, and I was like, yeah, just gonna go as well.
you don't need to go see a philosophical kung fu film.
I feel like I have to watch the whole, because back in the day I would rarely walk out of a film even if I was absolutely hating it.
I've only done it once.
There was only one film, I think the only one that I could think of that and this was at home, I just stopped watching, I turned it off.
You walked out of your house.
I walked out of my house and I never looked back. I stopped watching it 10 minutes before the end because I was like, I'm not enjoying this, and that was Triple X with Vin Diesel.
Wow.
I don't know how I got that far in it, really, 'cause it's not my sort of thing at all. But I thought, no. And I like Vin Diesel, from watching him on talk shows and stuff. He seems like a nice guy, but I just don't think films are his forte. I think
Such an odd guy. I like Vin Diesel from watching him on talk shows, but I didn't like that Triple X thing.
it wasn't for me, man. And I normally I just watch it all the way to the bitter end, but I thought, no, I've got the measure of it.
Yeah.
I've watched an hour and 50 because I know what's going on.
Watch that stuff too.
Yeah, watch Triple X and eat a big sandwich and fall asleep watching that. What a nice life you must have. Alright, bye.
Yeah, bye. Oh, hang on, not bye. Not bye.
Hang on, not bye. Yes, that's right. Let's not say goodbye just this second. Let's remind you that if you want to send your stories about eggs, anecdotes, thoughts, feelings, opinions about eggs, send them to sunday@radiox.co.uk. You can hear Ed is literally putting his jacket on, ready to leave.
We all stood up and then we were like, oh, we better put this.
I'm glad we did as well. I'm glad we did. People who've listened, people who haven't failed with the last 10 minutes to go, you know that you should email sunday@radiox.co.uk. Egg stories, guys. Bye.
Love you.
Drink is your thing. Look at this drunken buffoon proving that there doesn't always need to be or maybe swinging. On our next episode, Stephen Haynes will show you the flashy side of crime in Los Santos. A legal street
conversation into the small shot glass of the internet, pouring the pickle brine of friendship into another small glass of the internet, drinking the whiskey, then drinking the pickle brine. We're having picklebacks. Podcast pickleback.
Pickleback boys!
I love picklebacks.
You do love pickleback, you have them in your house.
Well, I don't anymore.
You used to.
I have done.
Yeah.
I bought a bottle of specific pickle brine to use for pickleback.
Yeah.
But then also you can't just get it out of the jar.
We did have a bottle of the pickle brine during lockdown at one point, and I did love it. I didn't have picklebacks, but I'd have the shot of pickle juice on its own, and it is.
Would you?
I did. I did that. Like, I was told it was the reason why. So my girlfriend had been given it. She'd been told it was good for you. So I was like, great. If I was, anything in lockdown when I'm not like I'm being less active, anything to make me feel like I'm doing something good for my body, I just do shots of the pickle.
My lineup of vitamins in lockdown was crazy. I had like a library, a vitamin library.
Yeah, absolutely. Like just a whole pill box.
Yeah.
Doing all of them.
Take your 15 vitamins, go for a walk, drink a bottle of wine.
2020.
I miss it, man.
One day.
One day.
I think, you know, we'll probably have another complete total lockdown before our lives are over.
Yeah. Also, what's stopping us just doing it?
Yeah, you know what?
You know?
Stop making. We have a dream restaurant, Ed and I, and we invite a guest in every single week, and we ask them their favourite ever starter, main course, dessert, side dish, and drink, not in that order. And this week, our guest is
Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh, wonderful actor, of course.
One of the best actors in the world.
Yes.
Very excited to have Florence Pugh on the podcast. We're big fans. Yeah. A bit nervous, if I'm honest, Ed.
Bit nervous.
Bit nervous to interview Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
I like her films a lot.
Yes.
Very good actor.
Yeah. But we've got to agree, we've got to chat about food, though. You can't just ask loads of your film questions.
Yes. I'm going to try and be restrained this time because I know that in the past, when we got actors on that I like, I asked them too many questions about what they've done.
Yeah.
And I don't talk about the food enough.
Yeah.
I'm going to really focus.
Yes.
On
And none of your weird conspiracy theories about films.
I've watched Midsommar a lot, and I've watched videos about it a lot online. So I'm going to try and I'll keep that in.
Yes.
I'm not gonna, I won't do any conspiracy theories about it. I won't ask what that means, what this means. Just food.
Yes. Okay. Good boy.
Just food.
Good boy. Well done.
Thank you. Here's the thing, Ed.
Yes.
We love Florence.
We do.
But, as always, if she says a secret ingredient, an ingredient which we deem to be unacceptable, we will have to kick her out of the dream restaurant. That's the rules on the podcast.
We will. And we'll be gutted to do it, but you've got to stick to the rules.
Yeah. And this week, the secret ingredient is
Callus caviar.
Caviar.
Now, this is a Swedish thing. We just thought we'd pick a Swedish thing because of Midsommar.
Yes.
And I saw this being talked about on an interview between Nardwar, the best music interviewer of all time. Yes, Nardwar. Interviewing Michael from Opus. And he bought him a gift of Callus caviar spread. It's basically like a Swedish tube food.
Right, oh yeah, okay.
And then it comes in a tube, you don't eat it on the public transport network. It sounds disgusting, but also like the sort of thing I would like.
Yeah, I mean, I want to try it.
Yeah, the thing is, with things like Primula, so other cheap foods, I used to love Primula, but I ruined Primula for myself because I used to squeeze it directly into my mouth, and then it really just sort of killed the vibe for me, really. The shrimp Primula straight into the mouth of the bridge. Yeah.
So it's the Swedish food, that's why we're picking it. Not because we haven't had it, we think it's
No,
disgusting.
but it's the only time we've had a secret ingredient that now I do want to try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good, that's a first.
But, I've grown up now. It's not going straight in the mouth.
Straight in the ear.
One in the mouth, one in the butt.
Yeah. Obviously, I was thinking about saying straight in the butt.
Yeah.
And then decided to just go for ear instead, and then thought, nah, it's never going to be as funny.
That's the difference between us, James.
Yeah.
As creatives.
Yeah.
James will have a thought, and then he'll go with a different one.
Yes.
I'll just say it.
But at the end of the day, it's funnier.
Yeah,
it's
true.
funnier to go at the butt.
True.
Than in the ear.
We will, of course, not just be talking to Florence about food. We will be talking to her about... we'll be talking to her about her new film, A Good Person.
Yeah, very excited. Starring herself and Morgan Freeman, and directed by Zach Braff.
And written by Zach Braff.
And written by Zach Braff, credit where it's due. And it's in cinema right now.
Okay. Right now.
And then it'll be on Sky Cinema from the 28th of April.
But go to the cinema.
Go to the cinema. Enjoy the theatrical experience. Let's keep the cinemas alive.
Yeah. But this is the off-menu menu of Florence Pugh. Welcome, Florence, to the Dream Restaurant.
Thank you.
Welcome, Florence Pugh, to the Dream Restaurant. We've been expecting you for some time.
Haven't you?
Yeah, actually, loads and loads of time. Actually, no, we weren't expecting you at all.
That's true.
Florence Pugh's doing a podcast.
Oh.
And it actually happened.
Yeah.
So there we go.
That sounds so sad. Of course I would.
All right, we might be ready to move on this thing. If you want to work, you'll get a knock on your door any
Why
minute.
do you have such low faith?
Welcome. Very excited. You a foodie?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of already know you are.
Can't stop eating it.
Every day, though.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
Sometimes every meal.
Wow.
I know.
I was on Seth Meyers' show after you and got to watch your record, and you mainly talked about cooking a Thanksgiving turkey.
Yes, is it? Wait, you were
So-
right after me?
I was right after you, so we didn't see each other.
You're kidding.
But,
Did you get a canned cocktail?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, canned cocktail.
There was a canned cocktail in that room.
I mainly got a lot of dessert, because the people who work on that show, great, and they listen to this podcast, so they knew that I like desserts a lot. So my dressing room was
Full of desserts.
It was crazy.
Mine was full of like a Mediterranean board, which is great. I don't know, it's clearly somewhere along the line of my career someone said, yeah, she really loves like crudité and dips. And then since then, it's been like, we have this whole Greek platter for you, is this okay? And then of course there's always the last thing you want to eat before you go on to anything like garlic breath. But it's such amazing food that I'm still eating it. Yeah, so I don't know where that got requested, but dessert sounds pretty clean and easy, no?
Yeah, but like, I was on kind of on tour, and you eat badly on tour anyway, and then you go in and all your favourite desserts are there. And of course I ate them all. There's like banana pudding from my mum's bakery, there was like
That's my favourite.
You like that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I get tubs of the stuff.
This is a great opportunity for you to put the crudité thing to rest.
Yeah.
So now you can establish the next...
The thing is, I actually do like crudité, so I don't want anyone to feel bad about it. Also, they ran around New York getting all the most amazing dips and everything, so I'm not going to, like, completely, crap on them. But it's funny how it's got so elaborate over the years. I think originally it was just some cucumber and some hummus.
Yeah.
And now it's, like, sprinkled with feta from, I don't know, heavens.
Yeah, the heaven
feta.
It's heaven feta.
Would you,
Kind of wrong, doesn't it?
if you had all the carrot batons and the cucumber batons and celery batons and a tub of banana pudding, would you dip them in?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you dip them in.
I used to, we weren't... We'd managed to persuade my mum to get us a peanut butter tub or a jar. And I remember I was so just amazed that we were allowed peanut butter that I dipped carrots in it. I was like, I don't know even what to do with this stuff. I'm just going to put them on everything.
Why wouldn't you allow peanut butter?
I don't know, because now obviously it's really not that bad for you. It's like a nut butter. I think when we were younger, my mum was just trying to limit all the things that, like, the crazy things that would make us go crazy.
Yeah.
And that was definitely one of them.
That's one of them.
But every now and then it would be like, oh my god, Mum's letting us to have peanut butter.
Because I don't think I had peanut butter growing up. And I think it just used to be like too American.
Remember the kids that would have all the smooth and the Nutella and like go around and just shovel it into your gob?
Yeah.
I would. I'd always be found in the pantry with a teaspoon in the syrup. You know, what's it called? Lion syrup, whatever.
Tate Lyle stuff.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Anything peanut butter, I'm the same with. I just eat that like a yogurt.
Me and my brother would stand on each other and help to get it.
Okay.
It crystallized at the bottom. That stuff was amazing.
Yeah, kids, when you go to kids' houses and they had a snack drawer, like they were
Their mum was organised.
Yeah.
So organised. We had we had stuff obviously, but like if it were biscuits, you'd have to either open them first and finish them, otherwise it'd be a huge fight, or it'd be like an old Jaffa cake or something, which is still good.
Old Jaffa cakes.
Forgot about Jaffa cakes.
Yeah,
they're great.
They're good stuff.
Forgot about them until just now.
No, I had a French version just now. I had a French version on the Eurostar the other day, and I was like, this is amazing.
What's the French version?
Just exactly the same, but it's called something different. But I would always peel off the chocolate and then eat the little slither of jelly and then eat the cake.
Interesting, because I'm trying to get the cake off first in that situation.
Oh, you don't like the cake?
When the
Just posting it in like a CD.
If you the first, you got the messy bits.
But then it's a bit melty, remember? Like, it's quite melty. It's very thin
Boy, I don't
chocolate.
mind doing that.
Alright, calm down. This is a children's show. Jesus.
Normally doesn't talk about being a monkey boy for
Started real shame. Apologies.
Ed is a monkey boy. You are a good person.
I am not, and are a good person.
Of course, that's the film we're talking about.
Yes, a good person by
Excited
Zach
for
Braff.
the release?
So, we had our first screening last night to an audience that weren't our friends, and let me tell you, that is not fun.
Yeah. Are you
like,
watching everyone more than you're watching the film?
I'm watching everyone's backs of their heads, yeah. Like, do they look like they're crying? I hope so. We made this movie together. Zach wrote and directed it. This is my first time giving a good old stab at producing. Felt amazing. And so the whole process of it, I've been really like hip to hip. And I've been in the loop about everything and changing things that need to be changed. And when we started doing screenings a year ago, we were slowly sharing it to our friends, to our peers, to our colleagues, and we've been doing screening rooms full of people that we admire just to get their feedback. So most of the time we always knew that at the end of the day someone was always going to say, well done. And so yesterday I hadn't seen the movie probably about a year because we had to shelf it for a year just to find the right spot for it. And yesterday was the first day that we showed it to people that weren't our friends. Well, they can be my friends, but yeah, I know. What the fuck? We are friends.
Exclusively enemy. That's the best way to test out a film.
Kinda, yeah. No, we had a wonderful batch of screening and some wonderful viewers. But it's strange because everything is different. Like, I think English audiences are different as well, and people pick up on different things. And it was just different, weird, wonderful to actually hear people enjoy it, which was great, and also be affected by it. It's a very heavy film, but it's also a very humorous film. So yeah, it's really cool.
Because you've for years you've been acting in films, and now you get to do producing for the first time. Have there been things for years where you've been like the producers, why can't you just do it like this? And now you're in that position and you're going.
Yeah, I mean, I am exec producing, so I'm not producing. I'm not giving all the money. That's like a completely different kettle of frogs. Kettle of frogs?
I love it.
Yeah, that's what we're going with.
That's what we're doing.
I love kettle of frogs.
I love kettle of frogs.
So
what time is it?
Kettle of frogs.
The thing is, people say kettle of fish so much, there must be loads of kettle of fish, so the only way to say it's different is put frogs in the kettle.
Exactly. Why put fish in the kettle anyway?
Yeah. Fish in the kettle.
No, that's mean and really, inhumane.
Yeah, frogs, fine.
I don't know about fish, actually.
Go on.
That is so weird. I've only just realised now, no, because it's so boring, but I think I was saving fish and putting them into kettles.
Really?
Not kettles, into I was saving them and putting them into bowls.
Wow. What do you think it means?
Well, clearly, this deja vu created a great story.
Maybe it was to do with the screening. You did the screening.
Maybe I'm putting it into bowls.
And the fishermen represent the film.
Yeah, maybe.
And you use one of the cast.
Saving the fish.
One of the cast of all the fishermen. That's really coming along. Who are your friends?
Yeah, maybe.
One of the cast of this film that you've mentioned.
I'm gonna have so many people that are interested in dreams dissecting that and being like, no, it means that you are so terrified.
You love fish.
Means you love fish. Means you're hungry. Have some food. What I did notice with it was that I'd actually been doing it for so many years without realising that I was doing it. I think for me, scripts and script work and dialogue and monologues and how it feels coming out of an actor's mouth is so important to me. And I've always been watching over that and always been figuring out how I can make it better, or how I can make it seem more real, more human, or maybe things aren't necessary. And so I think I have been accidentally doing that over the years, and now I had the opportunity to actually do it and actually have my opinion taken seriously and change things, which was really, really cool. And also it's just about being a part of the control, being a part of the movie that you're wanting to make and what you want to see at the end of the day.
As an exec producer, did you have any sort of control over the catering element on set?
Oh, yeah.
Did I?
That would be all right,
yeah.
Did I? I mean, you do, but the thing is with filming, it's all goes down to budget. You need to just find who's available, and most of the time, whenever you're thinking it's a good time to make a movie, there's 10 other people that think it's a great time to make a movie.
Yeah, sure.
So unless you have like crazy marble budget, you're not going to be getting the best catering truck. But we had food.
Yes, that's good. That's a good start.
Crazy marble budget. When you've done marble stuff,
Yeah.
was there crazy catering truck then?
Yeah. I mean, Americans seem to get catering really well.
Yeah.
I think the crew working just have an appetite for wanting more variation, whereas I think in England it's very much like, no, you're getting this, and that's all you're getting.
This is the menu.
Salad? You want salad?
British films are more gritty, right? You need everyone
Yeah,
to
you
be
need
pale
grit
and
in your
tired.
food.
Yeah. Literal grit.
No, I'm being mean. I'm sure that I've also have worked with some wonderful catering team. I think it's in America because it's like in LA, the business is just so much. It's every single day. It's round every single corner. So the catering trucks facilitate. Yeah, I mean pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And pick it, which is good.
So before we get into your menu proper, do you want to just tell us everything about Thunderbolts and then we can move on?
Yes, although I think Kevin is outside with us, like.
Yeah, always there.
Always there.
So still or sparkling water?
Still sparkling. I'll go. I mean, okay, I will go still, but my mum will go sparkling and make me feel guilty. So I'll probably get sparkling and then not drink it.
So your
Is
mum...
your mum going to be at this? So your mum's made a sudden appearance here. Is she at the dream meal with you? Or is she always watching like Kevin Feige?
Yeah, she's there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go still, but I still won't drink it. I don't like water.
Okay. Why not?
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few people who've come on who don't like water in the past.
Yeah.
Claudia Winterman's the main person we've had who just absolutely won't drink water.
I don't drink it. Like, you know when you've gone for a run and you want to gulp? You can't gulp.
Is that just with water
Just
or
with water.
any gulp?
I can gulp orange juice.
Yeah.
I can gulp elderflower presse.
The first two of two.
I can gulp
Golden syrup.
golden syrup. I can gulp tea when it's at a perfect temperature. I think my problem with it is this is something that we all supposedly need to drink every day of our lives, and it tastes like that.
Yeah.
Like, it could taste like elderflower presse, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
You're imbuing water here with its sort of own will.
I'm just a bit pissed off, in all honesty.
It's like your romantic water sat there going, I'm going to taste like this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just a bit annoyed that there was no creativity in the creation of water. It was like, all the things it could taste like Whispering Angel. It doesn't. It could taste like, honestly, anything. It could taste like anything, and it just is a bit like...
So for you it tastes like nothing. Because Jordan Banjo said to him he feels like he's drinking a glass of spit. That's what it makes him think of.
That is intense.
Yeah, but to you it's just flavourless.
No, it's not flavourless, it's just boring. It's just boring and everyone's like, give me water. No, I don't want water. Give it to me water. I didn't drink the last bit, but sure, make it overflowing.
How do you cope when you're in the States then? Because especially in LA, they love to hydrate.
I usually have tea from morning till lunch.
Yep.
And then I'll probably like have a glass of wine if I'm having like a lunch meeting or something.
Nice.
And then because that's bad, isn't it? But I dabble in other areas. It's hard though, isn't it, being a non-water drinker?
People frown on non-water drinkers.
I know, and it's so judgmental. I have a friend that carries a water bottle around with her all the time.
One of the massive ones.
No, just a normal one.
Yeah.
And she needs to fill it up at like tap places all the time. So our day will have to be changed because she needs to go to a tap place.
And presumably
a tap place.
Yeah. And presumably to the toilet constantly as well.
Yeah, that's another thing. Okay, that's actually why I don't like water.
Yeah.
Another thing.
Yeah.
You wee all the time.
Yeah.
Think of all the experiences that you're missing.
Sure. Every time you have a wee.
Every time you have a wee, you're missing the best jokes.
Yeah.
Because you need a wee.
Yeah.
You're missing the best scenes in movies because you need a wee.
Yeah.
I prefer to just wee as little as often.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to answer any of these questions if you don't want to. How often a day is the optimum amount?
Yeah.
Guys, I do, but you just saw I went for a wee, didn't see. You saw I went to the toilet.
For you, the optimum amount. This is the dream restaurant. You can also bring the dreams to all of your functions.
Okay, if I could just do like one thing a day. Like if I like all the bodily functions that we have to do, and it has to be once a day. I think I'd like to do it once a day.
Just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that can't happen because obviously you drink fluids to stay with me too. But yeah.
Well, because this is the dream meal, I don't want you like starting off with like a glass or something you don't like.
I think I would go to the loo because that's what you do.
Yeah.
And then I'd sit down, and since everybody loves to give you water, I'd take the water because I'm also polite, and that's someone's job to come and give you some water, and I appreciate that.
But it's the dream restaurant, so if you don't want water, you can have elderflower presse instead.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Would you like what you were saying earlier, the dream?
Yeah.
Water that tastes like elderflower presse.
No, I'll have an elderflower presse. I'll have an elderflower presse. I'll actually have an elderflower presse from my like dream hot day drink is an elderflower presse because in my dad's restaurant I would always get really jealous of everybody ordering cocktails, and the way that they make elderflower presses and cafe cocoa is they put like smash all the mint into it so it goes green. And whenever I'd order it, I remember everyone was really jelly, so I'd order the cafe cocoa elderflower presse.
Nice. Tell us more about your dad's restaurant.
Yeah.
My dad has 3 restaurants. He's been whittling them down in business. He's been running and designing and making creative restaurants. So all of our first jobs were restaurants.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh,
yeah.
So what was your job?
I worked in the deli first, and then I worked in the restaurant at Cafe Coco, and I was a waiter, and then I worked behind the bar, and did some cocktails from there. But yeah, we've kind of done everything.
What was your specialty cocktail? What were you really good at?
I was really good at making a martini.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great start to the night.
Yeah, I was going to get a martini next, actually.
What, for a free meal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be sat at the bar for a second.
Yeah.
Well, so they're going to wait for my table. I'm going to go and go to the bar. I'm going to look out. Where are we?
Wherever you want to be.
Wherever you want to be.
Okay.
In Cafe Coco? Or...
No, I think I'm going to be in like a hustling and bustling, like cool, classy, maybe it could be like a New York restaurant bar thing. So I'm going to be sat at the bar, and I'm going to be waiting for the table, and I'm going to order a wonderful martini, and it's going to be a dry Belvedere vodka martini with a twist, no vermouth, in an extra cold glass, taken from the freezer.
Amazing. No vermouth whatsoever.
No vermouth whatsoever, and my biggest pet peeve is when they take the glass out before the cocktail has been finished. When they take the glass out first and then they shake the cocktail, I'm like, well, now it's just melting.
So the glass is out there melting.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I do like a very precise drinks order, especially
Yes.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Especially for the dream meal, and that timing of the glass. I don't think we've had that before.
No.
Yeah, I need it to come out. So shaky, and then finish his chat with someone, because I always have a chat, I don't know, with someone, like, as they're mid-cocktail, so you chat, and then before he pours it out, take it off, strain it, and then I think I had to order a little bowl of olives as well.
Yeah.
A tiny little bowl of olives.
No.
Yeah.
James and I are off martinis and olives. We went out for some martinis recently for James' birthday. And we had, how many did we have? 6?
Florence,
Where were you?
So it was at the Connaught.
The Connaught.
Oh,
Connaught.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was a surprise. It was my birthday.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend was like, we're going to go out. But she told me we were going to go for martinis somewhere that I wanted to go. So I was like, we're just going to go the 2 of us. Got there, and like Ed and his partner and our British neighbour were there. And I was like, very happy. And in my head, I was like, we're having one drink.
Yes.
But then when I saw you guys, I was like, stay here all night now.
Yeah.
So we had a lot. I mean, by the end of the night, when we were leaving, I think the waitress who'd been serving us, because one of us went, should we have one more? And she went, you've been here since 7.
Yeah.
So,
So it wasn't she was more surprised. She was like, I've been here since 7. I think they used people who are staying in the hotel, going for a drink, or people going for a drink free theatre or something.
I'm sorry, I didn't realise there was a cap on the fun.
We had like 6 martinis, but they bring, because they used to people having one drink, every time you get a drink, they bring a bowl of olives and like a bowl of crispy mixed
I see, so they were wasting olives on you.
Yeah, but we were just like hammering these olives down the martinis.
I bet, but that's great. Have you ever been to Duke's?
Well,
so
we were trying to get
the original
Duke's.
plan.
That was the plan
Okay.
originally.
Originally, it was we're going to Duke's, and I didn't know that as we were on our way to Duke's, my girlfriend was getting texts from these guys going, we can't get in.
Let's go to Duke's. I know Alessandro.
Well, listen, we don't want to get burned here. Because we've heard people on the podcast before say that they're going to go to Jinxless,
Oh.
and then
And
cancel
then they
on
never
us.
do it.
And then,
Cancel on us.
What
if
bitches?
you're listening, Joseph Quinn,
Yeah.
drop me a text.
Aww.
For example, it's plucking a name out of thin air.
Oh, okay, well, so I should or I shouldn't promise you?
Yeah, well, hey,
You should
Actually,
promise.
yeah.
You should promise.
I'd love to go get a martini,
Great.
but they actually do have a cap. They're not allowed any more than 2.
Yeah.
I think with martinis, they're great because you can have a few and then the next day you're like, wow, from a lot of booze, I feel quite clean. And then if you go past that mark, you're like, I am dying and this is not okay.
Yeah.
And I am never doing this again.
Yeah.
And I hate everyone that served me those drinks.
Yeah. So when you had 3
When I had 3.
martinis,
I had a great time.
Yeah.
I had a great time then. And there is a picture of me with my head hanging off the bed eating a kebab. Like, completely, like, in bed sleeping with the kebab. That's what I felt like.
That's such a drop-off from the sort of sophistication of martinis and drinks to
Was I?
bed with a kebab. That's wonderful.
I had to stop mid where my jaw was so tired and my head hurt and I was crying. It was so painful, but it was so tasty.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the promise. I'll go bread. I'll do a sourdough, please. I'll do a sourdough with a salty butter. I hope the restaurant has made that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But I want to see the crystals of salt.
Yeah. You want to know it's legit?
Yeah, I want to know it's legit. And then I also want a little, some green tzatziki, like proper green tzatziki.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Like full-on garlic by breath.
So you spreading butter on the bread and then dip.
No, I'm doing both. I'm
Do
doing
both.
Also, in this story, my stomach is infinite, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to do a little bit of butter on the side, and then the tzatziki's going to come out. You know when they do the cute black olive with the drizzle of the oil?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm just going to, with all those crusts, and then I'll order another one with the meal. That's usually my
Great. Did you go to Greece a lot?
Yeah.
Paul Hollywood loves going to Greece.
I love Greece.
He was our other guest on the podcast.
Really?
He said he loves going to Greece.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Did you go to Greece with Paul Hollywood?
Sure. I mean, if we get to understand bread, he teaches me bread then.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
When you get bread and butter in a restaurant,
Yeah.
we normally ask this of guests.
Yeah.
What's your technique for the spreading of the butter?
Well, I would also, I don't like butter that's too cold, especially at a restaurant, because you're like eating the whole thing, and I'm
Yeah.
going to need to get another one because I didn't spread that properly, which isn't a problem. But I think I want it to be in between cold and not too hot and melty. But that is just going to go on.
Yeah.
And I do. I like the little butter knives that they give. That's nice, like the wide ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, one
that's
that's like a short, stubby one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost like a thumb. Looks like a thumb.
Yeah.
A robot thumb.
A robot
Yeah,
thumb.
yeah, yeah.
Robot.
A spreadable robot thumb.
So you're spreading and then you dip it. And it's a
Well,
bread
no,
warm?
I'm gonna eat a little bit,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have to. I'm not fussy. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be like toasty.
Yeah, yeah.
It could just be maybe just out of the oven, just
Just
perfectly just out of the oven.
Just like the martini glass, just
Yeah.
out the
Yes.
You want it.
Yes,
You like things just about
just as they're supposed to be eaten.
Yeah, yeah.
I want it.
Straight away.
Yeah.
So when you go to a restaurant and you get what you want, it's basically loads of fridges that are shut and nothing else. A completely empty restaurant. It's just loads of people stood by the handle waiting to just pull the thing out straight away. Yeah.
No, I love vibes. I love vibes. And I love when everybody's feeling a bit flirty and excited and happy to be there. Like,
Yeah.
even the staff, when staff are, I don't know, I think when obviously it's full, it makes everybody excited to be
Yeah.
there. And it's an occasion. It makes you feel lucky that you're there and you're sat at the bar and these amazing people are looking after you. Like, I think, like, my dad brought us all up, and my mum brought us all up to, like, the idea of going to a restaurant is such a pleasure. It's
Yeah.
such a gift, and your respect must be seen shining from you to the staff working around you. And you say thank you 17 times, and you say please 17 times, and you help move plates, and like that's just how I've grown up. And so going out, especially to a place that's run perfectly, even if things are wrong or if like wrong order, it's always, I love the experience of going out to well-oiled place.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
And no one's ever talked about helping moving plates before. That's so
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, it is.
When there's loads of empty plates
Yeah,
and
help.
someone comes over to collect them,
Help.
stack them.
Yeah, and also it's no problem. You're not being rude. You're just literally moving the cutlery, putting them on top, making it easy for them, as if you're at your mum's house. Help.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, I hate when people help in the wrong way.
Yeah.
If they don't leave the cutlery onto the cutlery.
That's really annoying. Really annoying. And then it falls, and they're like, no, you did that.
Yeah.
Also, there's nothing worse than when like this poor woman comes over and is like trying to make eye contact with someone from across the table, and no one's looking at her.
Yeah.
And then Jet bless her is like trying to carry all of these things. She's like, just come on.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that if that was your gran, would you?
Yeah, well, that is how I live my entire life.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that.
I always think to myself, if this is my gran, what would I do?
I like to apply that to lots of things. Like, don't do that with your girlfriend. That's wrong.
Also, like, that thing of, like, I think this is more common in America. So I haven't really ever seen this until, like, you know, probably in my late 20s or whatever, but, like, if you're chatting to someone, or they're talking to you, and then someone comes over, like a waiter or waitress, and, like, tops their glass up, and they just completely don't look at them.
Say thank
at all.
you. Say
it
thank
feels
you.
absolutely
horrible.
bad.
It's absolutely horrible. I think service industry, I mean, it's the same as, like, making eye contact. And my parents had a hard time with, like, their friends' kids that couldn't make eye contact with people when they were in restaurants. And it's just obvious. This person is there to help you, not to be your servant. And if you're talking to them, you look at them and you give them respect and you say, yes, I want this, please. Or what about another thing when, like, everybody's sat down and there's a big table and no one bloody well looks at their menus, and then the person comes out, they're like, I'll have you're wasting their time.
Yeah. Some of us look at the menu online before we go to the restaurant.
I don't do that, and I wish I was that person, but sometimes I like the surprise.
Yeah, that's fine. I guess, but you still need to be prepared.
Yeah, you need to be prepared.
Ed reads menus online when he's not going to the place.
Correct.
Sometimes just in an evening, sitting in, he'll read the menu of a place he might like to go to one day.
Once a week.
Oh yeah, well, luckily I follow the restaurant on Instagram, and then quite often they'll put up a picture of the menu every week, and then I can just constantly update it.
Yeah. Is that your toilet read?
It's my toilet read. It's my just general read. Yeah.
What is it?
I drink a lot of water as well, so I'm just reading a lot.
Dream starter.
Dream starter would be, my dad, I used to have a restaurant called the Lemon Tree. It was a very beautiful, very high-end, like everything was designed special. And it was white tablecloth, and once a week we'd have to go in and make sure that everything was taken through. We'd have this special table, and I'd put on like some ridiculous dress, age 9 or 8, and I'd waltz through the restaurant and think that everybody thought I was in my 20s. And I remember I've never been able to recreate it or find it anywhere else, but they used to do this tomato tart, which sounds very simple, but it was like a rectangle of puff pastry, and then I don't know what they put underneath, but it was a mixture of this basil, mush, butter with pine nuts, basically like a pesto, but it was special. It was more special than that, and they thinly sliced these tomatoes on top. And you know when something is so simple that it shouldn't be that good, and it is. And every time we would go, I'd always get the tomato tart, and they would drizzle the same basil thing over the top. And still to this day, I've had many meals, and I've cooked many meals, and I've eaten many meals, and gone to many places. And it's one of those things that my 8-year-old, 9-year-old self can remember how incredible that was.
You're still chasing that tomato high.
You know what? I'm kind of okay with not finding it, because that was such a perfect. I think like my understanding of food was given to us from a young age, and eating good food and healthy food and real food, and our education of what is going to help us and not help us was very much given to us by all of our adults in our family. So I think I do know that was special.
Also, the worry is that you would have it again now, because of everywhere else you've been, that it might let you down, but it's better to have that memory of how incredible.
Well, it's just so simple, so I'm not expecting to be mad at it, but the restaurant isn't around anymore, so I'm happy with that, just living there.
Also, when it is that simple, it's just down to quality of ingredients.
Yes, so and the person that made it.
Yeah. Do you know who? No.
He's the head chef.
Great,
I mean, obviously, I love that name.
Yeah, what a great
musician.
Yeah, you know, you already know that I love the name Johnny Pugsley.
Yeah, Johnny Pugsley.
It's something that I'm going to be thinking about for a long time. Johnny Pugsley cutting the tomatoes.
Yeah. Finally sliced tomato.
Yeah, finally slicing them all.
He's going to message me being like, of course I didn't make the tart. I was there making the bloody steak.
What's Johnny Pugsley up to these days? Still rocking it?
chefing? Still
Yeah.
chefing? Don't know, I haven't seen him.
Johnny Pugsley, if you're listening. Get in touch. The tarts are still in play.
Yeah.
Man, I love it. Like, it definitely, I've said it on the podcast before, but like, I just wrote off tomatoes for ages.
Oh, why? You weirdo. Who cares?
It's such a weird thing to do.
I was like you and water. I was just like, this is boring.
That's because we're
anything in a
getting
salad.
shit tomatoes
Yeah,
in.
and cucumbers are the worst.
What about when they're fluffy? Who is making those?
Or like ice, or like weird
Yeah.
icy. It's
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
horrible.
I made my dad made this vow and then I followed it, but like cherry tomatoes always on the vine, never go wrong.
Yeah.
Even if you're in the wrong country, always get cherry tomato on the vine, you're fine.
It's something that I'm afraid it's not a response to what we were just talking about. But,
James is a terrible interviewer, so he thinks of things in his head.
That's okay, that's quite fun though.
yeah, it's not good at this.
Yeah, it's kind of like the wall behind you. It's like
Yeah.
craziness is going on.
Yeah.
But it's because I was saying, I was thinking like, I write up tomatoes, I wrote up cucumbers, and then I remembered.
Cucumbers?
Yeah, I used to write up I like cucumbers now. I used to completely write them off.
These are my favourites.
But this is, well, hold on then. Let me interrogate this.
What?
Because cucumbers are just solid water.
Well, why do you think I eat so many cucumbers? It's just so that I don't have to, drink this stuff. I eat a lot of cucumbers.
You don't see them as solid water. You don't think they're just
because
water.
they have a flavour.
They have so much water in it.
Yeah, but they have a flavour. It was so much. Like
Yeah.
a tea, that's
That's
doesn't taste like
I
water.
didn't call you out on that.
One of your friends carrying around a bottle of water, are you carrying around a cucumber also?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a watermelon.
Yeah.
Just put a straw in it.
Well, here's the most watery thing that's ever happened, and it happened just before you got here.
Uh-oh.
I arrived, it was raining outside.
Snowing?
It was kind of half snowing, I guess, wasn't it?
Sludging.
But like, I opened the door to come in here, and the great Benito here pushed past me to go outside into the rain while holding half a cucumber in his hand, like it was a mouse in court or something. And then he went into the park with the cucumber, and then he came back and he didn't have the cucumber anymore.
Where
Took
did
the cucumber out into the rain.
Okay, so here's a question. I'll interrogate you.
Yeah.
Was the cucumber chopped that away or that away?
It was downwards.
Halfways.
Yeah, so completely like the
Bare-faced.
that half of a cucumber. Yeah, like the
So its innards were on display.
Okay, so according to Ben, it was right in the
That
bin.
wasn't
She went
the-
to throw it in the bin.
That wasn't what I thought you were going to say.
What did you think he was doing with it?
That he went to the park to go and nosh on it.
Yeah, knocking on the cucumber in the park.
He doesn't let anyone look at him while he's eating a cucumber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
I'm a bit sad about the outcome of that story.
anytime it's raining,
I didn't bring it up.
anytime it's raining, Ben goes into the rain to eat a cucumber.
Very, very superstitious.
Back to natural habitat.
It's like you get nice and plump,
Yeah.
don't you? You let it soak up all the remains and then go, oh, it's an extra juicy one now.
Yeah.
Back from where you became.
When it's sunny, he has to eat a banana on the bus.
Yes, I heard that. I did hear that when I looked up all about you.
I hope there is a Wikipedia page about you.
We should add to it.
Yeah.
Definitely. We got to cucumber and banana thing straight away.
Yeah, put those two things in.
Oh, he hates it.
So I absolutely love that tart. I think that's
Yeah,
a
okay.
brilliant beginning. I think tomato and basil always, people
Yeah.
do crazy salads and stuff on this. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a nice, refreshing start to the meal.
Really, yeah, I like tasty stuff.
Yeah. And also, the bits that you wouldn't assume would actually be helpful, the little dribbly bits of the green stuff, that, like, you know how decorations,
Yeah.
like, I would wipe with every last bit of puff pastry that entire plate clean, so even the dribbly bits were helpful.
Even the dribbly bits were helpful.
Yes.
We should warn you, actually, you might not know it, but like there is a Twitter account that posts out of context quotes from this podcast.
Yes.
That's fine.
So be prepared to see even the dribbly bits are helpful.
Yeah, on my Wikipedia.
That's going to come back to you.
Nej. Tror du kan komma in dit då? Jag har inte tid då. Serie med Emma 667. Jeg har aldrig fået noget gæster. Lad mig nu bare. Det er jo lidt. Joy, kan du få TV2 Play?
there's a few.
Do you want to tell us some honourable mentions?
Yes, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have so number one is going to be, I like to get the Stefano stew when I'm in Greece, and Irene, a wonderful mother who has a taverna, and all of her boys work there, makes the Stefano stew, and her mother makes it as well. And that is, some people we have it's a rabbit stew, and they have all of their gardens, all of the tavernas have gardens full of vegetables and animals, all of their produce. So it's kind of amazing, yeah.
That's incredible.
So all of their specials will be like, oh, we use zucchini flowers because our zucchini flowers have bloomed, and we're going to stuff them with rice and make it delicious. So I kind of love Greek cuisine because of that, because there's always a nonna somewhere that is growing a garden or making a stew in the corner, and I like how it's from the ground and onto the plates. So I think I'll do a Stefano stew with some chips in it, because that's what my dad does, and it's really tasty, and I never get the chips in it. I want to have it in a big bowl, in almost like a ceramic-y bowl, with a spoon and some extra bread on the side, so I can mop up the Stefano and the gooey bits.
You're very details oriented,
Really?
and I really like that.
Okay, good.
Not many people go as far to describe the bowl that they're having it in.
Sorry.
No, that's great.
No, this is a compliment.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it was a wooden bowl, do you think it would taste
Weird,
good? Yeah.
absolutely weird. What are you doing? Wooden bowl? Just getting the sensation of scratching on the bottom. No, thank you.
Yeah, no good.
Metal bowl?
No.
No.
No, I had to
But you
think
really
about that.
thought
Yeah,
about
I
it though.
Yeah.
There aren't many things I want to eat in a metal bowl.
No.
Maybe a curry.
Curry from a metal bowl.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good when it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even in the little dishes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like making salads in metal bowls and then
I was
transferring
about
it.
to say,
Yeah,
got
but
it.
I don't like eating out of metal bowls.
Oh, see, by the time I made the salad in a metal bowl.
Yeah, then you eat. Yeah, true. But what about when you're doing like the big ones for people?
Yeah. Well,
And this is mine.
I'll eat my bit, and then you guys
and then
touch it
you can
after.
come out of the bowl after me. Yeah, I don't. Also, it's the ting ting ting.
So is that so? Like you said that with the other bowls as well, the scraping
I don't
and the
like
noises.
this. It has to be, the sensation has to feel right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't really want to get to the bottom.
You just
Just
leave
get
it right
the
up.
Yeah.
You want the spoon to make
All the leaves stuck
Yeah.
to the side.
What kind of chips are going in this? You said
They're nothing crazy special. They're not like triple, maybe actually they could be triple cooked. I kind of just want Irene's chips, but they're not thick. They're like thin, and maybe they're triple cooked. Something like that dream restaurant.
Yeah. What's Irene?
Irene is the taverna, the mama of the taverna.
What were you thinking about when Florence was talking about that earlier?
Yeah, I was thinking like the cucumber in the bag. Oh, I didn't hear Irene.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, I also want a side salad, Greek salad, please.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Let's get into details of the Greek salad
Yeah.
then. Like, so what?
It has to be in a traditional white bowl, where they have the lid out like that. And then I don't want any of the other leaf stuff. I want like actual traditional. I want like real Greek tomatoes, real Greek cucumber. I want olives. I want red onion that burned my face off, and I want a massive slab of batter. None of the like, oh, we're going to cut it into pretty shapes. No, I want it on the top, olive oil, oregano, and a little bit of white wine vinegar.
And you're just going to smash into that.
I'm just going to
Yeah.
and mix it all together. And then I also want a bit of a crust so I can mop up the end.
Great.
Make like a pulp with the feta and the
In a big slab on the top is so important.
Yeah.
The cube situation.
What are you doing?
Yeah. In fact, you can buy pre-cubed feta.
Have you been to America and had their pre-cubed feta?
Yeah, I've
Rancid.
yeah, just cheese
Absolutely
in America in general
very
is
scary.
unacceptable. Yeah. Just really unacceptable. It is totally unacceptable. I don't know how
But
they
they're
made
little
it.
pots of like the bashed around feta. I'm like, what are you doing? And then it says on the back, came from Greece. I'm like, no, it didn't. They would not let that out of their country looking like that.
With the slab, are you smashing it in and mixing it in?
Yeah.
If,
Or no, sometimes if it's me,
yeah.
like, if I'm sharing with people, I have to smash and mix it so that everybody gets a fair amount.
Yeah.
If it's me, I can kind of pick and choose when I want to. But I don't like it when they dress it and then bring it out to you. Like, I really want to be in control of olive oil.
You're not executive.
You know, when you go to, when you go to Devon and they have the little dressing thing on the table.
Yeah.
With the paper tablecloth.
And then you can just get
And you just
involved.
do it,
Yeah.
Oh, I've got static going on my leg.
You got static leg?
I got static leg.
Yeah, shock.
You got a case of static leg? I do indeed.
The character, the preview of the next film.
Yeah. Static leg by Florence Pugh.
I'd go and see Static Leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Yorkshire static doctor.
Yeah.
It'd be a real left turn for you, but I think it'd go
I don't
well.
think it would actually. I'm doing every left turn apparently. every job I do, I'm like, rah.
Good accent just then. You do a lot of good accents in film.
Well, I can do Northern quite easy. My gran was from Grimsby. So I grew up taking the piss out of my granddad.
Right. So I thought for what first few things I saw you in, that was all American accents. And I thought you were American. Right?
So many people think I'm American. And then sometimes when I do things publicly, like if I present an award or if I'm like on a stage talking, they're like, that is the fakest English accent I've ever seen. I'm like, what are you going to do? How do I do what? How do I sound better?
But why would that be the time where you fake an accent when you're
I don't know. Or like sometimes when I've done Instagram stories or something, they're like, oh my god, Florence Pugh sounds like she's doing an accent. I'm like, no, that is me. That is literally me. So sorry.
I'm going to admit, I'm quite a philistine with this block is better thing.
Are you?
Yeah, I thought it's meant to come in the little cubes, and I'm sitting here just having to style it out while you two are talking about how
You've seen blocks of feta, right?
I've seen the blocks, but I've never seen it on the salad, just one big block. I've never seen this before.
You dear.
That's Greek style, baby.
Yeah, that's Greek style,
That's Greek style, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. The problem is when they do the cubes, they can basically ration how much you get because it looks like there's lots. Whereas you want the slab. And then sometimes cheeky places will give you a slab, but they'll chop it in half, and you're like, or they give you a thin slab, and you're like, no, I want the thick, almost an inch.
They do a slice of slab.
Yeah.
No, that's awful.
wrong, isn't it?
Yeah, it's totally wrong.
Should be against the law, actually.
Would you ideally like it that the shape of the feta is the same shape as the bowl, and it covers it like a pilot?
You would like that.
I would like that. If I may interrupt, I would like that.
You would like that. Okay, that's on your meal.
Yes.
I don't think so. I quite like. I like the Greek aesthetic of like the white bowl with the salad peeking through and the bits of tomatoes and the wonky veg coming out.
Yeah.
I like that.
Are you really trying to make sure everyone gets a fair portion if you're sharing it? Or I'm happy to admit, with feta, I'm digging around in that to get my portion, and I want maximum feta. Yeah. I don't care what anyone else gets, as long as I get my feta.
Well, this was actually a bit of a thing in our family, was when we would start going to Greece, we would get like one salad for the table, or two salads, and it just didn't go down very well. So then, it then got to the point when we were all teenagers, we were like, no, we're having our own. Like, that's going to be my meal, I'm going to have the salad. Don't you dare come near me.
Don't you dare come
I
near
will
me.
eat your hand. So if it's feta.
What's this rabbit like? I want to know what the...
Well, it's not alive.
Is it?
You made a hand gesture. As if to suggest
I also don't really eat rabbit anywhere else. It's just that. It's just the granny stifado stew that you're lucky to have a portion of because she makes like a batch, and then if you're there at the right time of day, it's very soft meat. It's white and a bit dark. It breaks away really nicely in stew.
Super slow cooked.
Yeah, it is. It's like bits of vegetables and potato and a bit of their horta, which is like the mountain kind of weed that you get to eat. It's like a spinachy thing. It's just honestly like a wholesome bowl of goodness. Like that is what your granny would cook if you were ill, or not ill, but just like it's just come from someone's heart. I like it for those reasons, but I don't really go around eating rabbit elsewhere.
Sure, but
in this scenario, I'm gonna have the stefano stew.
See, now you said about more wholesome bowls of stew. Now I'm thinking about a bread bowl. Where do you stand on bread bowl?
Yeah.
I've never had one.
Okay.
Don't know if I'd be like, so is it gonna leak?
Depends on the bread.
Does it? Have you had one?
I've had one.
Yeah.
I've had chowder in a bread bowl.
Weird?
Quite weird, but you do get used to it.
But also, it's not like you're eating the inside of it, so you're just like...
Oh, you are?
Oh, you are?
Yeah, you are. Because if you think about it, the chowder, if it's a big enough bread bowl, the chowder is moistening the inside. So in a way, when you eat some of the chowder, you can start to sort of scrape away at the walls of the bowl.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
I'll try it. I know, I think maybe there's a reason why I haven't tried it. I'll try it.
Yeah.
I'll try it. I mean, it's also sustainable, which is great.
Yeah, exactly.
No washing up.
Yeah. You could use a sort of
pans that you bake them in.
and sort of spoon or fork, I guess.
And a spoon or fork.
Yeah.
You could make that out of bread, to be honest. Make that out of a cracker.
Yeah, yeah.
They're doing all sorts of things with straws nowadays.
Yeah.
What sort of things are they doing with straws nowadays?
I had a Aperol Spritz with a straw made of pasta.
What?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Those things don't go together at all. Do you mean you just got a piece of penne and...
No, it was a long straw, uncooked.
Still
and
here,
only by the end... well, then it wouldn't go. Then you'd be like, oh.
Let me know your thoughts.
And then only by the end does it start going a bit, like, tacky at the end.
Right.
But it's kind of amazing.
And then what do you do with the straw?
They just chuck it away.
It doesn't feel as sustainable.
Well, it's plastic.
No, yeah.
I'm sure if you wanted to keep them, you could put them in the pan.
Yeah. A bird could choke on the pasta, though, as well, I guess.
A bird could choke on the pasta as well.
They should cook it and then throw it on the beach
and
or whatever.
then throw it on the beach, yeah. I'm sure they do something with it.
Yeah.
Maybe they do boil them all, and then you've got, like, slightly Aperol Spritzy pasta.
Yeah, I'd actually like that. I'd try that.
You'd have some pasta spritz.
Yeah, but then you'd be having I suppose it's in boiling water, it'd be clean.
Yeah, it's clean.
Well, there's always time, guys. We can open up a Aperol Spritz straw restaurant.
So is that your dream main course and dream side dish?
Yes,
but
I have another main dish.
Yeah. Well, then we'll do the other dream side dish.
Yeah, other dream main dish.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Other dream main
Okay, we'll need to pay, but I'll see where you can get some.
My other dream main dish is, it could be two in the one. So I do my granny's Christmas Day goose. Just the meat of it, because it's like our favourite thing, and she does it perfectly. And wow, and it's crispy, and it's dark, and it's amazing. Well, it could either be that meat, because we love it so much, or it could be my dad got into a habit of making confit duck with like a really creamy mashed potato and red cabbage, which had I think it had some raisins in it or something, and then a dark gravy, and that was insane. My dad gets into these rhythms of when he's got a meal and it's great, he'll just make that, and everyone's like, wow, and he'll probably make it for a week, because he's just so excited that was so good. And so we had that. I remember I think there was an over order of confit duck in one of the restaurants, so my dad was like, I'll take them home, and we just had them. It was insanely soupy. He was like a mad scientist. So I think it could be that, or the meat could maybe be my granny's goose.
Is this your granny who comes on the red carpet?
Yeah, Granny Pat.
Yeah, I've seen those photos.
Have you?
A laugh, I'd say. She looks like a laugh.
Yeah, she is a right laugh. She came to a screening last night, and I gave her her birthday this week, and I gave her birthday presents in preparation for the premiere in New York. And she's getting her outfit ready. Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna look good. All I'll say is,
Yes. Yes, Granny.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So she's dressed as a lollipop lady on a zebra crossing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very
with a real life-size lollipop.
It would seem a shame then to not have Granny Pat's goose on the dream menu.
On here?
Yeah, on the dream menu. Yeah.
Do you want her to come?
Yeah, we'll get her down.
Get Granny Pat on.
Have a Granny Pat episode, and I've already forgotten his name. Johnny Douglas.
Pugsley.
Yeah. Johnny Pugsley. All the.
Well, I haven't seen him in a while, but I mean.
Weirdly, you're now distancing yourself from Johnny Pugsley.
No, I just don't. I'm just making sure that. I mean, let me get his contact details first. I just want to.
Okay, hear me out. You know what the new version of.
Before you're like, where can I get Johnny Pugsley, Granny Pat? I just wanna.
Us turning up to Duke's to meet you, Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny Pugsley and
Granny Pat. She'd love that. She would actually love that.
Yeah.
So much.
I'm up for that. We'll wear zebra.
Yeah, we'll all turn up just as well. Not all zebra. Granny Pat's zebra.
Yeah, she's zebra.
And then one of
all
them
of us dressed in black. Or maybe all of us like the security guard.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Sunglasses, the works.
And then people will be like. That is really cool.
Does Granny Pat have a favourite premiere?
So the Little Women premiere was quite special because my granddad was getting a bit old and couldn't really move as well, and so we took him to. I got him to Paris, which was amazing, from the Eurostar, and they hadn't been since they were younger, and hadn't had the glamorous experience since they were younger. We stayed in the Bristol, and it was just and we all knew when we were there that this was really, really special. and everybody was looking after him and her, and they just felt like they were on the top of the world. And every single meal that they ate was the best meal they'd ever eaten, and every single shrimp or crab or oyster, and it was the best that they'd ever, they were just like high on life. And sadly my granddad passed the following year, passed away, so it was really like one of the last, and that was just before the pandemic, so it was one of the last trips that we all went on and had this amazing experience. So I think it was probably that one, because they just were like quite bizarre. That's crazy, impressive. Nice. Yeah. And then of course when obviously Granny basically stole the red carpet at Venice, it was just a highlight of her life. Yeah. I came off the red carpet with her, and she wasn't supposed to go on. She just was just dancing. It was amazing, and it's really intense when you're out there. Like there's so many people shouting at you, and it's all photographers, and you can't hear yourself playing for the first time. So I was just a bit sensitive about her coming out. She just was amazing. She was just pirouetting and dancing.
They're natural.
And I thought she'd be done with one wall, and then she was like, okay, let's go to the other one. And then I came off, and my mum was crying, my dad was crying. They were like, she's amazing.
Did Granny Pat go to the Midsummer premiere? Can't imagine taking a granny to Midsummer.
I took her and my granddad. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I took them to the Odeon in Oxford because we'd missed it. They couldn't come to the premiere was in New York, so I took them to the Odeon. We all sat down, and annoyingly, it was the first time I ever screened the movie, and they completely botched it up. Like it stopped playing the movie, but the sound kept on going. But because it was such a weird movie, people were like, and then it got to the point where I was like, no, this is wrong, and I was like trying to wave, and then eventually someone came and like, so the projector stopped working, and we're gonna get it up and running in a bit, and we were like, but it was in one of the moments where you really needed to see everything. Yeah, sure. And then it happened again, and it was just one of those like, oh my god. Oh, and also it was the wrong sizing, so you couldn't see any of what's the word? Translation.
Oh yeah,
subtitles.
Yeah.
And so no one knew what was going on. And then I remember my granddad at the end was like, well, I wouldn't have watched it if you weren't in it. And I was like, no, I know that, granddad.
I mean, here's questions about that now. We'll put it up.
Yeah.
Let's do a food one first.
Yes.
Yeah. Stick with food.
Yeah.
What was it like getting the fish in your mouth? The tail first.
It was quite funny. We actually had loads of conversations about the fish because I didn't quite imagine. I just didn't. There's so many things that when you read a script, you're like, oh yeah, then we'll do that, and then you don't really think about the act of actually doing it. You just say, oh, that's going to happen. Yeah. And that happens honestly with me so many times, and it's only until someone's like, well, do you want to swallow it whole, or do you want it hard? You're like, wait, what? Oh my god. And they brought out this platter of fish one day. It was so bloody hot there. It was Budapest in summer. It's as hot as LA in summer. It's like boiling, but the buildings aren't cool. They don't have much air conditioning. We were shooting in the middle of a field in midsummer, and very little shade, and so food, like the prop food, kept on being sat in the sun and started to go rancid and would go off. It was like honestly nightmare, like actually nightmare. And so they brought out this platter of fish, and one was huge, absolutely huge, and then it just went down to like normal size. And Ari said, what do you think about that one? And it was like bang in the middle of the sizes. I was like, yeah, I think that's still a bit too big. And then they were asking me to like weigh them and feel them in my hands. I was like, this is so weird.
That feels pointless to weigh them in your hands.
I was like, sorry, can we just talk about what's happening with the fish? Because it says in the script that they bring out a herring. I was like, but what is happening? And he goes, oh, they're going to dangle it in your mouth. I was like, what? I kind of hadn't really the process. Yeah. Anyway, so we chose that one, and then I made sure that they put it on ice because it was shooting the next day, and they were like, on ice? I go, yeah, it's going in my mouth, on ice. So then they put it on ice, and they're like, it's on ice. I was like, great.
So they were just going to leave it there until the next day?
I think they would have refrigerated it, but we'd had a few issues with like the crustacean tower hadn't been refrigerated, and so it literally. When we were doing that dining table scene, we were doing that scene for maybe 2 days. And by the second day, we were like gagging, like actually gagging. And then it had to actually be swapped out with apples because people couldn't sit there anymore. Someone would be sick.
I love the thought of everyone gagging, and the only person not gagging is the guy drinking all the pubes. He's absolutely fine. This is a great banquet.
Yeah. So this is at the mirror table.
Yeah,
right?
I know that. Yeah.
So, but how was that? I mean, yeah, I just got like a face full of fish.
Well, maybe that's why you dream about fish all the time.
Yeah.
It was bowls.
It was fun. You know what was a bit weird was that obviously it was just very slimy and oily, but there was like my face was covered with scales, my lips were covered with scales, so it was just a bit like, oh, this is so unpleasant. And then afterwards, of course, you just wipe it off and get on with your day. So I stank of fish for a bit.
Because it looks in the film
fishy.
Like it looks like you are. It is genuinely someone trying to do what they're asking you to do, and the reaction seems really real. There's like, no, I can't do this.
Yes, it was that.
Yeah.
No, I mean it was in the script that she can't do it because it's a huge fish. But it was also made even better by the fact that the whole table was like smiling and cheering.
Yeah.
So it just played into the surrealism.
What do you think happens to them? Because the festival is over at the end. There's still days left, and you're all smiling at the end. I mean, what?
I think she survived.
Yeah.
I think she's had a psychotic break. That's what's happened when she sees her husband, fiance, married. Oh my god, I can't believe that. Her boyfriend. Sorry, it kills too many of my husbands in my movie. When she sees her boyfriend having that orgy in the temple, I think that's like one of the last things that she can probably deal with. And I think through the mushroom trip and the this trip and the that trip, I think when everything starts, when she, like for example, when she's on the throne in her flower dress and she's given the choice to either choose her boyfriend or the other sacrifice, I genuinely, and also this is always, actors always have different, I mean, the idea of the movie should always be what happens in the movie, but you always have like slight changes because it's you that's playing them, and as long as obviously you're giving a performance that they can edit, then it doesn't really matter what you were thinking when it happened. But I always took it as like she was kind of gone by that point, and just the pampering and the weirdness and the oddities of what was happening. So when she looks at him, I never thought she looked at him to kill him. I thought it was more of like she was in a different place. She was in a different. She wasn't her anymore, and she almost looks at him as if like she's getting that recognition. She knows that it's someone that she loves, and she knows that it's someone that's hurt her. So that whole zoom in is like, for me, it was her processing deep from wherever it is that she's got lost to. That is someone that has hurt her, and then it snaps, and then he's been chosen. So I always thought that she survived. I don't think she's probably ever going to come back, but she doesn't come back because they need to have treatment and work that obviously those people don't have.
Yeah, they're not offering that.
No, they're not offering that. But I do think that they care for her, and I do think she's, in that weird, twisted, horrible way, she's in like a place that people actually want her to be there. And I do think she will be getting respect and love in a weird way there. I don't think she's ever coming back from this break.
Yeah.
It's funny, when I did it, I was so wrapped up in her, and I've never had this ever before with any of my characters. I was so wrapped up in her that when I was making the movie, there were so many places that I had to go to. I'd never played someone that was in that much pain before, and I would put myself in really like shit.
I'm guessing you don't want a back rub. How can I help?
Like
Oh, hey, you're in trouble. Okay, I'll deal with it.
I was just putting things in my head that were just getting worse and more bleak, and I think by the end I had probably most definitely abused my own self in order to get that performance. And when I left the shoot, they still had 3 days left to shoot because I was up to Boston to go and shoot Little Women literally straight away. And I remember when I left, I said goodbye to everyone, and when I was in the plane, I looked down, and by that point I'd travelled so much over the weekends to go to press for Little Trouble Girl that I knew exactly where the field was when I was in the plane, because I'd follow the road out. And I remember looking down and feeling immense guilt. Like I felt so guilty because I felt like I'd left her in that field in that state.
Wow.
And it was so weird. I've never had that before. Never I've always thought that, like, oh, my characters, once I've left, they're like, yeah, but they'd be fine in the next situation. Like, they know how to handle themselves. And this one, I was like, and obviously, like, that's probably a psychological thing where I felt immense guilt for, like, what I put myself through.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But I definitely felt like I'd left her there in that field to be used, to be, not to, she can't fend for herself, but almost like I created this person, and then I just left her when I had to go and do another movie.
I mean, to be fair, probably better leave her there than take her with you to Littlewood.
Totally. Yeah, I don't think she has a place in Littlewood. But it's funny, it was just like, I'd obviously created such a sad person.
Yeah.
And then felt guilty that I'd created that person, and then left her.
Well, I guess that feeling of guilt is like kind of the character as well, right?
Yeah.
So like she's feeling guilty about thinking that she's let people down and stuff. So you are.
Yeah. Well, I think
she's fine.
I think she's fine. I think I do think Pele would look after her. I don't think he's gonna abuse her or hurt her. I do think that community appreciate her being there. But I felt like it was my responsibility. No. No. What do you think's gonna happen?
I think they kill her.
Really?
Where were the other May Queens from the past?
They were there.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
She's fine. She's absolutely fine.
She's there. Also, they killed all of their sacrifices.
Oh, so that was all the sacrifices they needed? Oh, that's quite reassuring.
Yeah.
I genuinely have got, I now know. I've watched the film a lot, and watched a lot of videos online about it.
Have you? What do people say? Is that a theory?
There's loads of theories about it. Yeah, people love talking about that film. There's so much stuff. Obviously,
there's so much to see.
I mean, so we've got your. I think just. I wanted to slot in all three of those.
Yeah,
I think so. I order all of them. I also like doing that when you're like, oh, I don't know what to get. I'll get two.
Yeah.
Especially when you're hungover.
Yeah, the goose, the coffee duck,
and the stifado. They're all very meat heavy. Also, I'm not a very big meat person, so that's strange. I think these are just like highlights.
Yeah.
Drink.
So with the confit duck, I'm going to do like a Barolo, or I'll do a Pinot Noir. With the Stifado, I think I'm going to do a beer in an iced glass.
Straight out of
that freezer, baby. Come on, we know this shit. And then with the goose, maybe it's another red wine. I'm not going to get messed about with anything in mind. Maybe I'll get a cocktail around now, just to like wake myself up. Should I get another martini? Maybe. I'll get another martini. I'll do another martini. Yeah.
So much respect for this menu.
Yeah.
We love it when people pair drinks with everything.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I like getting 2 drinks as well.
Yeah.
Just in case I get like, ooh.
You don't have to. Yeah, because you know you're going to order another one anyway, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but hold on. Now.
Oh, hang on.
What have I done?
What's that?
Oh, you like. Cause,
wow,
you're not getting 2 drinks. You wouldn't do it with the straight out the freezer glass drinks. You're not getting 2 of them because then the glass is going to go all crummy. Or
no. I'm double fisting. I'm doing one different. Yeah. So for example, with the Stifado, it would be like the cold beer.
Yeah.
With the ducks, it would be the wine. And then I think I'd probably get like a martini at the end of my duck or goose, and then just to like, and then go again.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that was it. Yeah. Right, stop asking questions about it.
Okay. We can go on forever about that.
The dessert, the drink.
The dessert. My favourite dessert is tiramisu. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy about it. I just want tiramisu. It's literally been my favourite since I was 4 years old. And my mum's best friend like Dr. Cream for me. Because I wasn't allowed booze of it, but then I did have booze of it. But yeah, I love it. It's what I get for my birthdays as well. I love tiramisu. I love a homemade one. I love a fancy pants one. I love a tiramisu. And then maybe, is it affogato? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, the ice cream with espresso on top. Yes.
But the ice cream has to be really cold. I can't have any of that melty business. Because I need the coffee. You know when you pour the coffee in and sometimes it dries and then it crystallizes?
Right.
And then you get a bit of a crispy top? I want that.
You want the crispy top? You want the crystallized ice cream?
No, I don't want the crystallized ice cream. I want the ice cream to be really cold.
Yeah.
But when you pour the coffee on, it freezes and then you get that layer of coffee that is gone crispy.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely getting one of those.
So that's after you're having the tiramisu,
and
then after you're having the affogato, or is it?
Sure, I'll have that when I have my espresso.
Yeah.
But I want a Lotus biscuit on the side.
Biscoff.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
It is. I can inhale like 8 of those.
Have you had the spread?
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah, that's dangerous stuff.
Dangerous times.
That's straight with the
Definitely
spoon
not
stuff.
allowed in the house. That's pretty dangerous stuff. Partly because as you eat it, you're like,
Yeah, because you know it's whizzed up biscuits.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hadn't thought of that before.
I've not had it in a long time.
Okay, so weird, but Nutella, you can eat it with a spoon, and it tastes like Nutella. If you eat Cadbury's with a spoon, it doesn't taste good. But if you put it on buttered white toast, amazing.
Right.
But the taste is different. The taste raw or cold is not pleasurable. I don't like it. Whereas I do like Nutella cold or raw. On toast, it's the tits.
Wow. I've never had this cabbage chocolate spoon.
I haven't had it in years, to be fair. But it's a funny thing, you can't eat it. I don't like it. It doesn't do the Nutella thing. It's not like you can eat, like Nutella you can just wipe on your elbow and eat it. Like, it's so tasty.
Very few things do the Nutella thing.
What do you mean? Oh, like fucking good everywhere.
That's a special.
Yeah. That is a
You know,
special.
eat a jar of marmalade on its own.
Hell yeah. I think peanut butter you can pretty much eat everywhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can like wipe that on your eyebrows.
Yeah.
Use it as a concealer.
I love the places where you choose to wipe food and eat them are places that you couldn't even reach.
Yeah. Oh no, great for saving for later.
Yeah. I know to the elbows. You know that you can't eat them straight away. The elbows.
Also, it's purposeful.
Yeah.
It's not like you put it on your cheeks and someone's going to say, oh, you've got peanut butter on your cheeks.
Yeah, you look like an idiot, but if you
Maybe it's purposely on your eyebrows. It's like, oh, she put peanut butter on her eyebrows. That's a choice.
That'd be a great look.
And maybe that's how we go dressed as dupes, as brands, security guards. All dressed in black, little sunglasses, like little white sunglasses, and then we do peanut.
Yeah, think about our eyebrows. Yeah.
We'll be the peanut crew, people will be terrified.
Yeah, everyone thought it was the peanut crew. I'm not sure they'd be terrified.
All people dressed in black with peanut.
Yeah. Is it crunchy or smooth?
Smooth for the eyebrows.
Crunchy for the elbows, right?
Yeah.
So then when you put your elbow on the table,
Yeah, you get it.
yeah.
it's fantastic. I need to mention that too.
Okay, I think I might get either wine.
Got some extra chips in your pocket or on your shoulder? Indulge yourself at the casino store, where the latest fashions are available.
Hello. Good luck. Remember, it's how you use it that counts.
Good luck finding someone who puts up with your bullshit like I did. Just need a second win.